The Calabash Kids, a Tanzanian folktale. Long ago, in a small village nestled at the foot of Mount Kilimanjaro, there lived a kind-hearted woman named Mama Shindo. She was a widow with no children, and though she was loved by everyone in the village, her days were filled with loneliness. From dawn until dusk, Mama Shindo worked tirelessly, tending to her small garden, feeding her chickens, and keeping her modest hut clean. Every evening, after her long day's work, Mama Shindo would look up to the towering mountain and pray, "Great Almighty, I am grateful for the strength to walk, but my heart is heavy with loneliness. Please, send me the children I long for." One morning, as Mama Shindo was tending to her garden by the river, an old man appeared before her. He was dressed in robes of bright colors, and his eyes twinkled with wisdom. "Mama Shindo," he said, "I am a messenger from the Great Almighty. Your prayers have been heard, and I have brought you a gift." With that, he handed her a small sack of seeds. "These are not ordinary seeds," the old man said with a gentle smile. "Plant them in your garden and care for them as you would your own children. You will soon see that your prayers have been answered." And with those words, the old man vanished as mysteriously as he had appeared. Mama Shindo, though puzzled, followed the old man's instructions. She planted the seeds in a corner of her garden and tended them with love and care. To her amazement, the seeds sprouted quickly, and within a week, long green vines spread across the ground, dotted with large, round gourds. One afternoon, after a day of hard work, Mama Shindo decided to bring one of the gourds into her hut. She placed it near the fire to dry, intending to make a calabash to use as a bow. As the sun set, she left the hut to fetch water from the river. But while Mama Shindo was away, something miraculous happened. The gourd near the fire began to grow and change. It sprouted a head, then arms and legs, and finally, it turned into a small, smiling boy. The other gourds on the vines outside followed suit, transforming into lively children, boys and girls who laughed and played with boundless energy. When Mama Shindo returned home, she was startled to hear the sound of children's laughter coming from her hut. She peeked inside and gasped in amazement. The hut was filled with children, all of whom were busily tidying up, cooking dinner, and taking care of the chores she had struggled to do on her own. "Who are you?" Mama Shindo asked, her voice trembling with both fear and joy. "We are your children," the boy who had dried by the fire said with a wide grin. "The Great Almighty has sent us to you to ease your loneliness and help you with your work." Mama Shindo's heart swelled with happiness. She gathered the children into her arms, tears of joy streaming down her face. "I will love and care for you as my own," she promised. From that day on, the Calabash Kids became the delight of the village. They were industrious and kind, always helping Mama Shindo with her chores and playing together in the fields. However, the boy who had died by the fire, whom she named Kitit, was different from the others. He was slower in mind and body, and though he couldn't work as hard as his siblings, his smile never faded. Mama Shindo loved Kitit dearly, but sometimes, when she was weary, she grew frustrated with his simple ways. "Why can't you be like your brothers and sisters?" she would ask, but Kitit would only smile and continue his gentle ways. One day, a severe drought struck the village. The crops withered, and the villagers began to worry about food. Despite their best efforts, even the hardworking Calabash Kids could not make the crops grow. As the villagers prayed for rain, Mama Shindo noticed that Kitit would often sit by the withered vines, humming softly to himself. Curious, she asked him, "Kitit, what are you doing?" Kitit looked up at her with his usual smile. "I'm singing to the plants, Mama. They're sad, and I'm trying to make them happy again." Touched by his words, Mama Shindo sat beside him, and together they hummed a gentle melody. To her astonishment, the vines slowly began to green. Day by day, with Kitit singing and Mama Shindo's care, the garden came back to life. The villagers were amazed when they saw Mama Shindo's flourishing garden. "How did you manage this?" they asked. Mama Shindo smiled and replied, "It was Kitit, my son, with his simple heart and joyful song. He may not be like the others, but his gift is just as precious." From that day on, the villagers respected Kitit for his gentle spirit and unique ability. Mama Shindo never again wished for him to be different. She realized that every child, whether strong or weak, clever or simple, had a special place in her heart and in the world. And so, the Calabash kids and Mama Shindo lived happily together, their lives filled with love, laughter, and the blessings of the Great Almighty.